Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do a new tutorial and it's going to be the upgraded version of my combo system. A lot of people had some problems implementing the previous one. I came to realize that it's probably my fault because in that video I tried to make fancy editing and everything, so some steps of the process were lost along the way, making it a little bit confusing for many. So this time I'm going to do it differently and I'm going to show the entire process. So there will be no excuse not to be able to implement this, especially since this upgraded version is going to be so much easier to do compared to the previous one. It's literally crazy. Also, know that to do this I will show you a different way of using the Unity animation system that can possibly open up your mind to so many new possibilities for everything on state management and stuff. Well, but let's just get into this. You can follow along what I do by going in the description of the video and downloading the free asset pack I made available for everyone. Of course, it's not full now, I'll upgrade it every time it's needed, but for now you can open it. This is going to be what you find inside. I'm going to take the character, and as you can see there are some sprite sheets. So I'm going to take this. For now we just need the idol, attack 1, attack 3, attack 2. I'll just bring this in. I should probably mention that for now in this project that I hope you recognize is the same exact project we've started in the last tutorial about time-ups. I still didn't implement the new Unity input system in this one, so I'm going to do this just using the old input system, and I'll see if at the end of the video perhaps I will add a very small section where I'll explain how to do this with the new input system, but it's really easy. And by the way, if you're interested in the input system tutorial, I've done 3 different ones for it, so just check them out in the channel. Now we have the Knight sprite sheets here in the project. First of all, let's make them a little bit more organized. We're doing the Knight folder, everything in. Okay, now let's create an empty game object. I'm going to call this character. Reset it. For some reason, every time you create a new object, Unity always randomizes its position, so just reset it. Now, let's start by adding here a sprite and let's find the idle sprite sheet. Attack 1, attack 3, attack 2, this is the idle. Okay, we have to slice this up. Now, in case you are confused, inside the asset pack I've added the resolution of files. So as you can see, every object and characters are done with 48 × 48 tile in mind. So let's just write here 48. This is a file with multiple sprites in it, so let's select multiple. I'm going to, since it's pixel art, I'm going to put none and no filter and apply. Now we can come to the sprite editor. This is the idle animation frames, and I'm going to slice it by cell size 48 times 48, that was already done. Slice and perfect like that. Apply. You can close this, and as you will see now, every single frame appears here. Select the character, put the first frame of the animation in, and yeah, we have the character, our character, on the map. And we can, where is it? Move it around. Cool. Now let's give this character a box, a collision box, and a rigid body. Let's start with the rigid body. Rigid body 2D. Now box collider 2D. Let's make this better like this. Now, one thing I think I forgot last time. Let me just come here for the ground level. I think tile map, and yeah, I forgot to put this on start. Okay, let me check the other ones very fast. No, this one doesn't matter, this one doesn't matter, but this needs to be on static, or you will see all the terrain just fall down to their doom as soon as we press on play. Now let's go back to here to the character. It has a rigid body, dynamic one, because we want to be able to move it. We'll be doing how to make it move in future tutorials. And now let's add an animator. Now here inside the night folder for now, let me create an animation controller, animator controller. I'm going to call this night controller. Okay. Let me take it and drag it here in the animator. Now let's go with the idle animation. As you can see, I have all the frames here. I select them all, right click, create animation, idle. Let's open up the controller, put it idle in, and let me explain how this works for a second. This is the entry state. From entry, it will automatically go to whatever is the first animation you put in. If you want to change this, you will have to change the transition to different animation. Every time you want an animation to exit, you send it to exit. So you can add the different animations here. I'm going to show this. It's probably better if I show this. Just know for now that now when the game starts, the state machine of the animation will be on entry. It will automatically go to idle, and depending on the settings that you put in here, idle will exit and go back to entry. Okay, this is all you need to know for now. Delete this and put the animation back in. Let's just check very fast if this is working. No, I don't want to maximize it. It should just play idle. For some reason it's not playing idle. Did I put it to loop? Where is it? Idle. Loop idle. Okay. Also, the character we probably want it to be on layer 0, but we want the foreground to be on layer 1. Maximize, try again. Okay, as you can see now the character is correctly on the ground layer, the foreground is on front, giving a little depth, and the animation is looping. Okay. Now we are going to create animations for attack. Let's start from this should be attack 2, attack 3, attack 1. In case you're wondering, the file name is down here, and down here where you can also see the frames themselves. This is attack 1. Once again, this is multiple, 48, none, not it, apply, sprite editor, slice by cell size, 48 times 48, slice, apply, and close. Okay, and now here we have all the frames. Now, in the previous tutorial I've talked about anticipation frames, the attack, and then the last frames that I don't remember the name now. You can see them here. This is the anticipation frame. Okay, it's the frame before the attack starts. This is the attack, and this is the transition. Okay, so this is what you want to do. From here till here, create animation. Let's call this attack 1. From here till here, we'll create another animation. Transition 1. Okay, we now have 2 different animations. Nice. Now, when you use the animation system inside of Unity, what you usually do is from idle make a transition to attack, and then in the transition itself you add some kind of logic, like if one specific boolean is active, then you go from this to this, or if a specific float is active, you go from this to this. Well, do not do that, or you are going to end with a web of connection here that will just make this so messy and unpleasant to work in. It's crazy. Just leave them detached. Trust me, you are going to see why very, very soon. Now, attack 1 that go to transition 1. These two needs to be connected. We know that when the attack 1 animation ends, we want to automatically go to transition 1. So let's just say that it has end time. I'm going to put 1. In this case, 1 is like 100%. So when the 100% of the animation is done, it will automatically go to the other one. Let's put it 0, because this is the glitch. We don't have transition blends. And that's it. Now we put the exit down here. We go from transition 1 to exit, and once again it has exit time 1, 0, so that when the transition state ends, it will go to exit and back to idle. Okay, let's very fast just do the same thing for attack 2 and attack 3. I'm going to speed this one up. Okay, we have our animation stop. Just on a quick note, if you want, you can come inside the animation editor, okay, and you can move the different frames so that they have different speeds. This is very useful actually if you want to give more impact to attacks, runs, jumps, whatever. This is not the purpose of this tutorial. If you wanted to hear about this, just drop a comment in the comment section below. Now we have to do some code now. First of all, add component, new script. Let's call this character controller. Let's call this player controller. Player controller. Create an app. And let's open this. Now, first things first, we want to access our animator. So we want everything here to be public. Public animator, my anim. Now we want a public bool is tracking. I'll set it to false by default. Now let's create an awake function because we want to access the player controller from everywhere. So I'm going to make a public static player controller instance. Oh, sorry, this goes here. Here we want an instance equals this code. Okay, now on update we're going to create an attack function that still doesn't exist, and here we're going to create the public attack function. Now here we place our very easy logic. As I said, I'm going to do this with the old input system just as an example. So let's just go for if input dot a get key down key code, let's say a, and not is starting. I think I made a mistake here. It's been so much time that I do not use the old input system. I'm kind of forgetting how this works. Okay, just like this. Let's put an 8 like this. Okay, not is attacking. Then we want is attacking equals true. Save. This is it. You literally do not need any more code than this for your attack function. If you were using the new input system, this will probably be if it's not attacking and context dot started, something like that, then they put the boolean to true, and that will be it. Anyway, we are going to do that at the end of this video. Now let's go back into Unity. Let's go in idle and add a behavior. Here I'm going to make a new script called idle behavior. You know what? Idle script. Create and up. Let's open this up. Now on update here, let's make this public. If player controller dot instance dot is attacking, player controller dot instance dot my anim dot play attack 1. I forgot something pretty important. Anim because that component animator. Okay, now better. Attack play attack 1. By doing this, we are being assured that every time we are in idle, because remember, this script is valid only for idle state. Okay, and the boolean in our player controller is attacking becomes true, just remember this will become true if it's not already attacking and we press a button. No? Then it will forcefully play the animation called attack 1, that is the name, just let it, okay, is the name, as you can see, of this animation. It does not need a connection, okay, and this code will only work when you are in this specific state. If you are in here and is attacking becomes true, nothing will happen. But I bet that now you can understand, you can guess what is the next step. Now, first of all, let's come back here a second. Let's activate the on state exit and let's write the player controller.instance is attacking equals false. This will make it so that the boolean will be made to be false every time you go out of the idle state. Okay. Save. Let's come back. Unity. Now let's come here to transition 1. We don't want anything to happen during attack 1. We want stuff to happen during the first transition, like I showed you in the previous version of the tutorial. Let's add the behavior. Script transition 1 script. Okay, now let's open it. This is going to be the exact same, just that now if player controller dot instance dot is attacking, player controller dot instance dot my anim dot play attack 2. And on state exit, player controller instance that is starting equals false. Now do this for the transition 2. And transition 3 actually you can just leave empty, because unless you want it to go to attack 4 or to attack 5 or whatever, because you want it to go back to idle. So I'm just now going to fast forward till after I've done the other one. Now, if we have done everything correctly, when we start the game, from empty state it will go to idle. Anytime I press A on my keyboard, from idle will go to attack 1. Every time from attack 1 it will go to the first transition. If I don't press any button, it will exit and go back to idle. If during the transition I press A, it will forcefully play attack 2. That will go to transition 2. Here, if I don't press anything, it will exit and go back to idle. From when, if you attack again, it will go to 1. If I press A during transition 2, it should go to 3. That will go to transition 3. That will exit and go back to idle. So let's see if I have done everything correctly. We are in idle, all good so far. Attack 1 and go back to idle. Attack 1 and go back to idle. Attack 1 and keep pressing and go 2 and go 3 and back to idle. How cool is that? How easy is it? How easy. There is some issues here though. Let me check a second the script for transition 2. I need to be sure. Okay, as you can see, the when going back to idle it was automatically doing another attack, so this is going to be easy to adjust. Let's just go back to the controller, to transition 3, and add the behavior here. You could actually even add this on idle, but I think it's better to do this on the transition and leave the idle state as free as possible from these things. And I'm just going to add that when the transition 3 go out to the exit is going to disable forcefully the is attacking the boolean. Okay. Very easy to do. Let's see. On state exit, player controller instance talking equals false. This should solve it. Let's see. One, two, three. And it doesn't do the last one automatically. Again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, stop, 1, stop, 1, 2, stop, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Isn't this cool? Okay, now I'm going to very quickly set up the new input system here in the project, and I'll see you in just a second to show you how you can modify the code to work with the new input system. It's going to be super easy, trust me, super easy. See you in a second. Okay, here I am. As you can see, I've created the player actions here. Created the player action map and an attack action linked to a button, okay, to control on the keyboard. I didn't link it to a gamepad this time because I don't have a gamepad connected to my computer, but of course you can. Once again, I'm not going to explain how to set everything up now. You can find everything in my input system tutorial that's already published on the channel. I will probably add a link to it in the description of this video. Okay, get this. Then here on the character I've added the player actions. I've linked player actions here so that this and my player are connected. Then went here into the player script, added the using Unity Engine input system. You can see, made this public, deleted from update, in production called the context. If context is started and the player is not already attacking, then its attacking is true. And now, as you can see, works perfectly with the new input system. Extremely easy. So, this will end the tutorial. If you found it useful, consider subscribing to the channel, leaving a comment, leaving a like, all the good stuff. If you want to be even extra super awesome, you can donate, sponsor us on Patreon. The link will be in the description of the video. You know the times are not very easy for everyone, so everything would be extremely helpful. Also, don't forget to share this around, it might help someone. I hope this was of help to you. I hope I managed to explain everything correctly, and I will see you in the next tutorial. So from Luca from ChosenPlay, for today, everything. See you next time.